It's that time again for another not-so-normal gaming podcast, featuring your hosts, MrTechnoSqueek.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Nostalgic Dan 1.
Everything I feel is in this sword. Good.
Come on!
And Quick Freeze 4.
Don't worry. I'll handle the bad guys.
This is a podcast you want to listen to, but first, you gotta press start.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Press Start Podcast. This is episode 98, and I am MrTechnoSqueek, and I got this delicious new Dr. Pepper Vanilla Float. I fucking love this drink. Yeah, it's so good. But we also have here today on this episode, Nostalgic Dan 1. How are you doing?
I'm so hyped, man. It's just the hypest levels. You don't even know.
Okay. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
So, we also have Quick Freeze 4. How are you doing?
I like how you introduce your soda pop before your actual guests or co-hosts.
That's how he does it.
Well,
Your drink is more important than us.
that's how I roll.
Really? Okay. At least you're honest about it. I guess. Is it an amazing drink at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't mind coming in third place, I guess. I'm doing great, Techno, though. How are you?
I'm doing pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I've been getting that money, son.
No,
Really?
good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing, Techno.
Are you gonna buy Mario Kart 8?
And a Wii.
No.
Ah.
No. But
think
I worked July 4th. Yeah, on a holiday.
Oh yeah, get that double time. Don't
Yeah,
even know.
dude. I worked 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
That's the best. Get that money.
Oh, all that money.
So you work during the night?
Well, what I, actually, what my normal job is just, mowing
Yeah.
but they also, sometimes, mostly during, big holidays, they have, guards that don't want to come in because, they drink or whatever, on holidays, and they need someone to fill in, so I'm like, I'm gonna take all that money.
Oh, so you just drink on the job?
No!
Oh, okay.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, you're saying that security guards don't want to come in and drink, and I thought you were smarter than them.
No,
Drink on the job.
No. They are not coming to work so they can go and drink.
I know, and I'm saying you're smarter because then you could just go to work and drink and get paid.
I'm confused.
Don't confuse Techno Cliva.
I'm sorry.
do that.
I'm sorry.
He gets confused easily. You gotta keep it straightforward.
I'm sorry.
So basically, Techno got that money and he's getting
Techno
it.
got the money.
So I could buy alcohol if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
You can buy a PS4 now.
Yeah,
Are you gonna buy a
PS4s even
PS4?
drink?
Are you gonna buy a
but
PS4?
yeah. I since garden is such an easy ass job, I can bring video games and play them while I'm guarding the place. So I brought my Dreamcast.
I thought you were gonna say Game Gear or something.
No.
I just picture you on a lawnmower with a second Game Gear. Oh my god.
No, and I actually went through, well, I haven't actually beat it fully, but I beat one disc of Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil.
For the first time ever. That was my first time playing RE2. I know.
Congrats.
That's for me, but yeah. I understand now why everyone fucking loves Resident Evil 2.
Tune?
No, 2.
Yeah, but you said tune.
Are you deaf?
No, you said tune. I heard you.
No, I didn't say tune!
Sorry. I must have been Nicolas Caged.
What the fuck?
Never mind, inside joke, keep going.
Okay.
Inside
Yeah.
joke, everybody.
But yeah, what I think is really awesome, I'm guessing you could also do this on the PlayStation version, but I played as Claire first, because she's hot.
That's
But,
a good reason.
Yeah,
That is the ultimate reason.
the ultimate. But yeah, and Claire is disc 2, so, it's kind of...
You know, I don't think I've ever played as the guy, the Chris. Chris is in 2, right?
No, it's
Leon?
Leon.
Alright.
Yeah.
Then I never played Leon. I always played Claire.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, did you
So-
play as Leon too?
No, I haven't went through it yet with Leon. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that it felt really like it was very short, but that could just be me being awesome at video games.
Yeah, that's probably the reason.
That is probably the reason.
Just like you're so awesome at fighting games, right, Techno?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
totally.
you're the best. So you beat Justin Long like a couple years
Oh,
ago, and
No!
he wants revenge.
I wish.
Hey, I beat Techno in Injustice, man.
Hey.
What?
Yeah, but I don't like that.
Regardless.
Regardless.
Regardless. I don't care if you like it or not.
So guys, you know what's going on this weekend? This little event, this little small event that happens every year. It's
It's
happening.
like so insignificant, we probably shouldn't even mention it.
Yeah, I mean like maybe 100 people watch it. That's pushing
Not even,
it.
I think there's only like 2 people watching it.
This little event at Las Vegas right now. Something called EVO 2014. I think it's about like games and like the games where you fight each other, right?
That's that Pokemon one, right?
Pokemon EVO.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
No, but EVO 2014, guys, I had no idea EVO is coming up. EVO is this huge event for the fighting game community, and it brings together this whole community, which is a very strange community, which I love, and they're very trolly, and they're
Trolling.
them chatting is just like the most beautiful thing on Twitch TV ever, but it's just a beautiful thing. You got fighting games from all generations, and tons of competitive fighting game streams, in these kind of tournament style modes. It's just a beautiful thing to watch some really next level gameplay for some of these fighting games, because I suck at fighting games and I like to watch EVO because it's good to see how it should be done. You know, maybe someday I'll be at EVO playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
You know, you don't have to worry. Just ask Techno, he'll teach you.
Yeah, Techno, teach me everything I need to know about Persona 4 Arena.
Dude,
Right now.
I don't even play that game.
Well, that's how
Jesus.
good you are. You don't even have to master it. You're that good.
That's stupid.
Aren't you guys excited for EVO? I love EVO. It just kind of snuck up on me this year.
No, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, because, what was it, yesterday, I saw the schedule for EVO, and I'm like, yeah, well, like, when does EVO even start? And I looked at the schedule, and I'm like, holy shit, it starts tomorrow, holy crap. And I was at work today, and I was watching the Injustice, the pool. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I can't wait. I love Injustice. I don't know why. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah, I've been obsessed with on Atlas USA's stream. They've been streaming Persona 4 Arena Ultimax like all day, and it's just mainly a lot of people or a lot of players just trying to get a feel for like a lot of the new characters in the game, like Rise and Yukari, Junpei, Shu, and just some other characters that people are just kind of practicing until the main event later on. But it's so fun. That's a really fun game to watch. You know, people play. A lot of the Arc system works. Fighting games are super colorful, super active, tons of stuff going on. They're just really awesome to watch.
That's what I'm watching right now. Someone actually just picked Shu, too. So good. But yeah, I was watching Injustice today. And what was the other one? Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I was watching that a little bit. Not really a fan of Tekken Tag, but I watched it regardless. It's good. Then tomorrow, I plan on watching Killer Instinct, like, as soon as I get up. I can't wait. And then the Injustice finals are tomorrow. King of Fighters finals are tomorrow. Oh, I love fighting games so much. They're so good.
Techno, what have you been watching? What are you excited for? EVO?
Well, I've mostly just been watching Ultra Street Fighter 4. And let me tell you something. Okay, I bought Ultra like when it launched on PSN, and I decided, I like Ryu. But I want to play someone different, but not too different. I also play Sagat because he's kind of similar. So I decided to play Evil Ryu. And then I started talking to some people, and they're like talking about how good Evil Ryu is now. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then I see Daigo, one of, if not the best Ryu players of all time, is now a Evil Ryu player. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I actually just saw his match I think like half an hour ago. He fought like E Honda and just like wiped the floor with him. I was like, oh my god. You got a perfect on him too.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Techno, though. Techno, you're going to be at EVO one of these days playing.
I thought he was already there now.
I know. I thought he was going to play Sonic the Fighters at EVO, but no.
Sonic the Fighters HD remix.
Yeah, I love watching too, because like sometimes you can get like strategies from watching players and all that, or just see. It's so interesting to see like the same character be played in such unique ways from different people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was watching the Ultra Street Fighter. It was like before EVO. It was like a pre-EVO thing, and just watching it too, you can like, you should have countered. You should have punished. Like, even if you like, I don't know, like I play fighting games a lot, and it's like you could just tell like when you should, like you could tell like when that guy should have punished some other guy for doing a certain move. You kind of get into it, you really do. What are you guys excited to see in EVO besides what's going on right now?
I mean, I'm always excited for the weird stuff like Persona 4 Arena. I wanted to watch the new Guilty Gear because that was going to be shown, the Guilty Gear Xrd by Axis. They're going to show like a kind of preview 1 hour kind of thing, but I really get into like not so much like the kind of preliminary stuff. I really get into like honestly all the finals for like all these fighters, just because once you get to the finals you're going to expect some really quality gameplay. So I love seeing like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even King of Fighters when they had that. And I even saw some like Super Smash Bros., which was fun.
Yeah, honestly, I think Sundays are like the best because it's just one stream. You can just all day just watch it. So yeah, that's why I hate Fridays and kind of Saturdays as well, because like there's 3 different streams, possibly maybe like a 4th. And you have to switch between each one if you want to watch the games that, you want to watch. But Sunday's the best. You just watch one stream just all the way through. I love it. It's like, honestly, it's like the fighting community's Super Bowl. I swear to God, like people like get excited about the Super Bowl all the time, and like I'm not into sports really. But like EVO, that's my Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Like this is my Super Bowl.
Yeah, I love the setting and everything about it. Even like hearing the commentators, and I love hearing the commentators get like super into it and super excited. It always hypes me up. Or even just like I really love the Twitch TV chat, like just watching this weird chat from like the fighting game community, because they chat in a very particular way and they're very interesting people. They're just so funny. They crack me up. I love them. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm kind of interested in seeing some Killer Instinct, because I don't have an Xbox One, so like I very rarely see any footage of like Killer Instinct. So I can't wait to watch it, because it'll be like a new experience for me. So plus I want to see some Glacius love that guy. But I also heard they're doing like a special announcement for what, Mortal Kombat 10 or X.
Yeah.
I don't know do you know when that's gonna happen?
That will happen during tomorrow around 12 p.m. That is Pacific time.
Do you know what channel?
SRK EVO 1.
Okay, good. That'll probably be the one I'll be most likely watching tomorrow. Is Mortal Kombat 9 there? I haven't seen anything.
I don't know. Like, I thought it was supposed to be there, but it's not in the schedule.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking at the stream schedule right here. No mention of Mortal Kombat 9.
It's
of course,
just Injustice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. It says Smash Bros, Tekken Tag, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Injustice, King of Fighters 13, Street Fighter, Blaze Blue. How big is Blaze Blue?
Pretty big. Pretty big, because a lot of people who are fans of Blaze Blue are really big fans of Guilty Gear. Because for so long people waited for like a new Guilty Gear game, and then Blaze Blue came along. It was like, hey, it's kind of like Guilty Gear. It's got like similar characters. They kind of play the same way. It's got the same aesthetic, and then people
similar characters. characters.
And it's by
They
Arc
look
System.
the same fucking thing.
That's what Arc System does. They love it. All their fighters actually play almost really identical. It was weird because I'm doing like an upcoming episode that kind of relates to like some fighting games, and I was playing some Arc System Works fighters, and I went from playing like Persona 4 Arena, and then I jumped into some Blaze Blue, and I was like, hey, all the same buttons work, like the combo grabs and all this. So I'm like, hey, like this is a pretty easy transition. So same with Guilty Gear. Like I was playing Guilty Gear X2 Number Reload for the original Xbox, and it was handled very similar. So it's like it's cool to see that because like it's not a huge learning curve. You just kind of gotta learn some of the moves, but the basics are still kind of the same. But yeah, Blaze Blue is pretty big just because, I mean, people waited so long for a new Guilty Gear, and then Blaze Blue was kind of like the Xbox 360, PS3 generation of like a kind of Guilty Gear style game. And that's why people are really excited about this new Guilty Gear that's coming out, Guilty Gear Xrd. Techno, do you know when that comes out? The new Guilty Gear? I feel like isn't it this year? Later this year?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check Amazon, because I remember looking on Amazon and seeing they had it here. I got it right here.
This is going to be on the PS4 too, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
It's going to be on the older consoles as well, the PS3.
It's a PS3. It's a Sony game. It's like exclusive.
Yeah. I love Guilty Gear. I was playing it the other day. It's just so fantastic. The music, oh my god, the music just adds so much to that fighting game. It's just so epic and like over the top rock and all that heavy metal. It's just so great. I love the characters. Like I love Aino because she fights with like a guitar and all that. It's so badass to me. It's brilliant. Like I love the quirky character design and beautiful games. Like the animations in those games are incredible. So I'm pretty excited for this new one. It looked pretty good.
Alright. The PS4 version is up for pre-order on Amazon and is available December 31st of this year.
And that's probably a placeholder.
Yeah, because
whenever they do December 31st on Amazon, it's a placeholder. It means they don't know what the real date is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's the same for PS3 as well.
Yeah, they always do that. So it's probably either, I'm going to guess, later this year, or if not, then like really early in next year. Have you played any of the other Guilty Gear games, Techno? They're really good.
Yeah, I actually got, I can't remember the name of it.
There's a lot of like...
Core Plus. It's on, you can download it on PS3.
It's the PS2 version, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is, because that came out on the PS. There was never a Guilty Gear game on the PS3 or 360 until Xrd comes out. Because like the one I was playing was like exclusive to the Xbox, the original Xbox. There's tons of versions. Like it's ridiculous with Guilty Gear. Like you go back and then there's like Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear X2, Guilty Gear X2 Number Reload, Guilty Gear Ascent Core. Yeah. It's like Ascent Core Plus. It's like I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah. So confusing.
Core Plus R. Fuck.
Is that similar to something like what Capcom does with the Street Fighter franchise?
Yeah, they just
updated it. Pretty much.
Okay. Is that in these new editions? They're retail copies, or is it just like DLC that you add on, like Street Fighter?
Oh, these are like old games. These are like for the original Xbox and PS2. Yeah. So like every time there's a new version, there basically be a new, hard copy of it.
Yeah, I admit I know nothing about Guilty Gear.
I never played the Guilty Gear X on Dreamcast. I think that only came out in Japan.
Yeah, I think there was a PSP version too, which is weird.
Probably.
I think so. It was weird because there's like the Darkstalkers on the PSP as well.
Yeah, because all that is 1 and 2, I think.
Wait, for Darkstalkers?
Yeah, something.
No, I think it's all 3.
Oh.
Because I have it, but right now it's kind of buried under some stuff. But I'm pretty sure it's like all 3. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 90% sure actually. I'll look it up while you keep talking.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty now. Well, now I want to know. All right, you intrigued me.
Oh man, I just totally forgot. There was a Guilty Gear game on the DS, the original DS.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Guilty Gear Dust Strikers. I totally forgot about that. I was like, I'm pretty sure there was like a PSP version, which there was. There's like a Guilty Gear, I think it's called Ascent Core Plus or something for the PSP. I think it's the same one on the PS2, basically, because they did that a lot.
Yeah.
where PS2 games got ported to the PSP, and they kind of did that for a bit. But there's a DS one by Majesco called Dust Strikers. It looks weird. So interesting, though. Although, there was a Guilty Gear game for the 360, I remember now, and I have it. I totally played it. And a lot of people probably never heard of this game or probably ever played it. It's a little game called Guilty Gear 2 Overture. Holy crap, that game is weird. Have you heard of this game, Techno? Guilty Gear 2 Overture for the 360?
The name sounds familiar,
It
but...
is not a fighting game. It's so, guess what it is? Guess, like, out of all the genres, guess what kind of genre it is? It's so weird.
I'm gonna guess, like, a Dance Dance Revolution type game.
No, believe it or not, basically what it is Guilty Gear as a MOBA. It's like an online battle arena game. Like League of Legends or something, but with Guilty Gear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was weird as fuck, and I started to get into it because I was like, hey, this is actually kind of fun. So you pick like a character, and then like a typical MOBA or whatever, you have like minions, right, that like go out in front of you, and then the whole premise is to try and take control of like these arenas and destroy like these, I think they're like orbs or something, and you try and destroy all their orbs until you get to like their main orb, and you have like minions to help fight along, and then you move around with these Guilty Gear characters, and you can move around and do your attack combos and all that and stuff like that. So it was really fucking strange, but I started to get into it. It was fun for like a MOBA on the console, but it's just, talk about a weird departure for Guilty Gear. I totally forgot about that game until we started talking about Guilty Gear. It's an interesting one.
So, yeah, I was right. The Darkstalkers Chronicles, the Chaos Tower for the PSP, has 3 Darkstalkers games. That's another one they should, like, revamp or make a new one.
Yeah, well,
that's
Capcom.
Capcom,
they, released a fucking, that other one on PS3 and 360 and...
Yeah, as a digital download only. That's why I went and I got an import copy because I wanted the physical copy, which is amazing. I don't know why. I swear to God, if they had a physical copy for the United States, a lot of people would buy it and play it and love it. But nope, I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't download it because it was digital.
Yeah, I remember Capcom with that saying they were going to test the waters basically with that game to try and test the fan base to see how popular Darkstalkers was. And then Darkstalkers Resurrection didn't really sell that well, so they're like, oh, I guess you guys don't really like Darkstalkers, so I guess we don't need to make a new game.
God, that is the most stupidest marketing I've ever... Like, no, if you make a brand new Darkstalkers game like you did with Street Fighter 4, people are going to fucking buy it. I don't know why they did that testing the waters crap. I really just don't understand it. But
I would be all about the new Darkstalkers. It's one of my... Darkstalkers and King of Fighters are like my jams. It's kind of weird, but I love those two series so much.
Yeah, and that Darkstalkers Resurrection, it's freaking good. I love it. Oh my god. Who do you use? Do you remember who you use?
I usually use... it was either I started to get really good with Felicia, and man, I want to say the samurai guy, I forgot his name.
I know who you're talking. I forget his name too, but
whoever the samurai dude was, it's like not Bishmon or something, was it? No. Yeah, it was samurai dude. He was cool. And then I play Morgan obviously every now and then, but Felicia and the samurai dude are my jam. I love those guys.
I'm all about Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan's great.
I like Donovan because I don't know, he's kind of like all over the place, but he covers everything. And then I just like watching the little Anita walking around in the background. I love her. Now, is there like any sort of fighting game you guys would want to come back? Like an old retro one?
Darkstalkers.
No, besides Darkstalkers.
Oh, man.
I got a good one that I would love to see come back. I want Clay Fighters. Really? Nothing?
I can't think of nothing, because everything that I've, I would want to be, here is already here.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we got the new Killer Instinct. That was one of them. Too bad it's Xbox One only, but still.
No Sonic the Fighters, Techno?
Shit.
Kabuki Warriors?
Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, man.
Karate Champ.
Oh.
Karate Champ.
I know, seriously, I would love an updated HD, Clay Fighters, dude, man. I used to rock Bad Mr. Frosty. Oh my god, I love that guy. Oh my god.
Well,
you guys ever play that?
Yeah, I remember it. I remember, was it the 64 version?
Oh, the 63 and a third?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Which had Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, I loved Earthworm Jim. I just thought of one. Eternal Champions.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my, yes.
I'm all about Eternal Champions. It's one of my favorite Genesis games.
Oh my god, Xavier. That guy, I love that guy in that game. He's like this like sorcerer guy. I don't know if you guys
Dude,
remember.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's all like purplish blue.
Yeah, he had like a dark blue or dark purple robe, yeah. I loved him because he could turn your enemies into stone. And I think I loved him for that reason because he was kind of like similar to Sub-Zero because,
Yeah.
you know, he could freeze your opponents. So, yeah, I definitely love that guy.
You know, it'd be awesome. And they actually make it like good. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tournament fighters.
See, Dan and I were just talking about this one before the episode.
Oh my god, that'd be incredible.
That would be cool, especially if they added like some of the new like updated turtles. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That one was a little weak though. They only had like 8 fighters in that game. They had the 4 turtles, April, Casey Jones, and then Flint. Ray Fillet, which was like the Stingray guy, and then they had like this weird beetle thing.
Yeah, and then they had different characters for like different versions, because the Genesis version different from the Super Nintendo version.
I would love to see an update of that one, especially if like I don't know if you want to put the new Michael Bay Turtles in there, but I don't know. Like even if you took like the Turtles from the new Nickelodeon cartoon, that would be badass. Because actually, that would probably look amazing, honestly. Because I don't know, the graphics in that show are awesome. I love that show so much. And you got a lot of characters in that show. You got the 4 turtles, Splinter, April, Casey Jones, and then you got Tiger Claw, Razor, Fish Face, Snakeweed. Yeah, there's like so many mutants you could probably put into a fighter and make that game.
They could have a good roster.
Yeah.
Especially if they include villains and stuff like that, it'd be incredible.
Yeah, now I'm going down the list, there's actually like at least 12 to 16 characters you could put in that from the show you could put in that game. So yeah, that would totally work. There you go, Nickelodeon, make it.
Yeah, give it to Arc System Works. Incredible.
Oh my! Oh, and give him finishers. I want to see Michelangelo rip Donatello's head off. That'll be awesome. Just saying.
Fatalities.
Fatality.
Shit. No, it'll
Fatalities.
you have to give it like some sort of like turtle pun, like he's been shell shocked or something like that. I think that would work. Make it corny. I'd buy it.
Fighting games. I wish it could be better at them and not just,
You just gotta believe in yourself, Dan.
Gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
No, in the joystick. The heart of the joystick.
Ew.
I know.
No, actually, that's what I need, though. Like, I think, honestly, this sounds weird, but I think I would be better if I had an arcade stick, like I play controller, and I've been wanting to buy an arcade stick for a long time, like one of those that's compatible with the 360 and PS3. That way I can just use it for both. And the PC, but I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll buy one. I've always been looking at those 8-art. I really like the 8-art sticks.
Oh my
Those
god,
nice.
Yes.
I figure, like, if I'm gonna buy a stick, I might as well go all out
You
for
might
the first
as well
time.
buy the best.
Yeah, like I won't have to buy a new one for like a long ass time, and it'll work for like all the systems. And those look so pretty. Like I like the aesthetic of them. They're just clean, simple, and just really clean looking arcade sticks. They kind of got like that Japanese layout, so I really like that. But I think if I got a stick, I wouldn't be too bad. It's all about practicing, right? You just gotta
Yeah, you definitely
learn the
gotta practice.
characters.
I practice like every day.
Yeah, 'cause, I got an arcade stick and I fight Ryu with a fight pad, which is basically like a controller. And then once I got the stick, I basically had to like relearn how to use Ryu. It's totally different. But I heard once you master the stick, it's hard to go back. So it's kind of worth it. I haven't mastered the stick yet. I keep defaulting with the fight pad. I don't think the stick's for me though, which is amazing because I love the stick when I was playing Dead or Alive 5. I can't use the fight pad for Dead or Alive 5. I have to use my stick. But for Street Fighter, I gotta use my fight pad and not the stick. It's weird. And then for like Injustice, I can't use either. I gotta use this regular standard Xbox controller. Cause like I don't know why. It's just like for the certain games I have to use a certain controller. Otherwise, I suck. I don't know why. It just feels weird. It feels good if you get the right controller with the right game. At least for me, anyway.
Yeah, I think the reason I'd be like better with arcade stick is because I used to play fighting games, but I used to play them in the arcades all the time. So that like feel like Darkstalkers, I always played the arcade, and I got used to playing the arcade with it. So just to recapture that feel, and to also have it for all the awesome shmups I got, which is perfect to use the arcade stick for. It'd be so much fun. Yeah, I'll probably, one of these days, I think my next big purchase, since I got a Wii U, I think my next big purchase will probably be one of these gorgeous looking 8-arc fight sticks. They're so beautiful. High quality. Oh. But, Cliva, I heard you got some pretty sweet games recently, because you did a little something with your collection.
I did. I got some great games. It was awesome. But yeah, like the other day, I was actually talking to Holly, dog of my lens, and we were just talking, and she got rid of like a whole bunch of her games from her collection. And she was telling me like, oh, I went from like 110 DS games to like just 40. I'm like, wow, you kind of got rid of a lot. But it got me thinking, because like I'm like super organized. With my stuff, like I have on my computer, I have everything in like spreadsheets, you know, like that's just how I am, and so I'm like super organized. So I'm looking at this list of games I got, and I had a lot of them that I had no connection with, no real attachment to, and just games I would simply not play. And I'm talking about games like Madden 2001 or Barbie Supermodel, or you know, just like games I would never play. And I'm looking at my games, and I'm at this time I had like piles of games just on the floor, like just piled up, because I have no room on my shelf. It's completely full, and I'm just thinking like I could probably take all these games that honestly I don't care about. I'll never ever play in my entire life, and trade them in. I have this like local retro store that's similar to like GameStop. You know, you trade in games and they give you store credit or cash, whatever you want. So I went in there with about, I don't know, I want to say somewhere between like 40, 50 games. And like I said, these are all like sports titles, Barbie, Rugrats, Dexter's Laboratory, you know, just shit kiddie games. And they gave me a whole bunch of credit. So I actually got, I think I got 7, 8 games that I've been wanting for a long time, and the games I got were, first one is I got Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy. I've always liked that version, and this one I wanted like a long time. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project for the NES, Star Wars for the NES, Persona 4 for the PS2, and then I guess these ones are like the rare ones. I got Ghostbusters for the Sega Genesis, and I got Dragon Warrior 7 for the PlayStation 1, and Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. But like now that I get rid of those 50 games I mentioned, I have so much room on my shelf, and I'm actually kind of glad. It actually feels really good to get rid of all the, I'm going to put this in quotations, all the crap games, because now I can look at my shelf and I'm like, this is a collection that I'm proud of. These, I could pick any game off the shelf and just like, I love this game. Whereas before, if I closed my eyes and randomly grabbed a game off my shelf, oh look, I picked up I don't know, Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 for the NES. I'm not playing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense at all?
Basically, like in collecting, there's a lot of stuff, and I think what you're referring to is there's this term we like to call filler. We call it filler games, right? Where it's like shelf padding to say like, oh, hey, I have a big collection of this, but it's like you go through the titles, and it's like really not that great games. It's like what, Shark Tale or something on the PS2, or you know, Finding Nemo or something. It's like it's shelf padding. It's like something you might have gotten for like maybe $1, $2 at a garage sale. You pick that shit up, and it's like, well, it's cheap, but then you start to add it up, and it's like it's filler. You're never gonna play these games, so it's like you might as well get rid of them eventually.
Because honestly, when I started getting into like the YouTube community, and I saw like all these great game collections, I will admit I was that guy like, oh yeah, you know, like if I can get a game cheap, I'll buy it. I remember I went to like a yard sale when I just started getting into YouTube, and I literally bought every single game at this yard sale, and I actually traded some of these games in a few days ago at the store I mentioned, and there were games like I traded in Need for Speed for the GameCube. I've never played a Need for Speed game in my entire life. Never, ever. But I had one in my collection, and I had like another one, where did I have? I had like WrestleMania 18 for the GameCube. I traded that in, and yeah, it was like, I'm never gonna play these, so I traded them all in, and I'm actually kind of proud of what I got. Super Mario RPG, fantastic game. It's expensive if you want to get it, but it's a great game. I love one. Dan, I know you love that game.
I paid like $20 brand new during Christmas time when they were still selling Super Nintendo games at Toys R Us. I went there with my Christmas money. I was like, hey, look at that game. It's a Mario game. I don't have that one. I bought it for like $20. It was on clearance because I guess the Nintendo 64 was out and they were trying to push that and get rid of the Super Nintendo stuff. So I bought Mario RPG back in the day brand new for $20. Such a great game. Oh my god, so many memories. Quality.
But yeah, like now I can look at my collection and I'm kind of proud of it. There's not really... I can't go through my collection now and get rid of a game. I love them all. It's like this is my collection now. I'm actually kind of proud of it. So, and like all the newer stuff, like stuff for like the Wii and the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Those I didn't take to my retro store. Those I actually went to GameStop because honestly I wanted to get enough credit to get Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I did, and I haven't played it yet, so I gotta play Amazing Spider-Man 2 now. So that was the last game I got. So, but yeah, like now I'm like wicked proud of my collection now. It's not full of crap. It does have like some games that people would consider crap, but now it's my crap.
That brings up a good point because like with me, I know personally in my collection, my motto has always been quality over quantity. So like I'm one of those where like even if I can get maybe like a huge massive haul of games for a good price, if it's a lot of games I really don't care about, I don't do it. So like my motto's always been only buy the games I genuinely really, really want to play. And I've done that, and it sometimes means I might pick up like, I don't know, maybe even like 10 games a year or something, but those 10 games I buy are really, really great quality. So like it's not a huge collection what I have. I think I'm approaching 1,000 games, but I'm real close to that. But I go through, I scan my eyes through it, and I'm like, damn, this is just like all quality titles, all quality games where I know I can take a game off the shelf and play it and have a good time because it's a good game, and just tons of games that are really nostalgic for me, and just a lot of great stuff. So like I know that feeling. Like I'm genuinely really proud of my collection, even though it doesn't seem like a lot. I really, really love what I have because it's such quality games, and I'm all about quality. I'd rather, at the end of the day, if you could tell me like I could have like one really quality game over like 20 mediocre games, I'll take the one quality game every day. So.
Right. And I know what you're talking about, like saying like you might only buy like 10 games a year. I was actually talking to Holly about this. I only have 5 games pre-ordered for the rest of the entire year, and I'm kind of happy with it. So just going down the list, like Ultra Street Fighter 4 is one, Persona 4 Arena is the other, Pokemon Sapphire is another one, Persona Q is the last one, and yeah, these are games. If nothing came out for the entire year, I'll be happy with these games that come out this year. Oh, Smash Bros. Is the other one too. So. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I don't know, what is that, like 5 games, and I'm all set for the entire year. So I don't like. Do you guys have like things like that? Like I don't want to call them crap games, but just like filler games. Yeah, that's probably the better word.
I think we definitely all have them. I certainly still have them, and honestly, it was probably back when I was young. Because when I was young, I was like, yeah, I like sports games. I'll get like, one sports game of like all the different sports. Because back then I was really into sports and I didn't mind. And like I still have those games, but it's like eventually I get rid of them. But I still have stuff like that. But even like if I go through my collection, even some of the filler stuff is pretty good, which is a good side. Like it's not absolute crap or anything. So that's when I know my collection's getting to a good point, is even in the like kind of lower stuff is still pretty good, so I like that. But yeah, we definitely have I definitely have my Maddens, a couple Maddens and stuff like that. Definitely on the PS2. Back when I was young, I used to be obsessed with like whenever I saw games for like $10 at like Walmart or something. I'd go with my parents and I'd see a cheap game, I'd buy it or something. Because I didn't have that much money back then, right? And it's like now I got older, I have more expendable income, I can buy you know, the quality
Right.
stuff I always wanted.
Right. No, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, because a few weeks ago I picked up Remember Me for like $6,
Yeah, stuff like
and
that. I'll do that all
and
day because
yeah,
it's a decent game. And it's like you figure, oh, it's only $5. Why not?
yeah, and well, I did. I bought it and I played it and I beat it, and it's all talk about in games we've been playing. But that was one of the games I traded in. I paid $6, beat it, and I traded in towards the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, but yeah, you said like what most of your games you would probably get rid of your filler ones is PS2. Dude, the system that I had the most filler was the original NES.
Yeah, the NES has a lot.
Yeah, like I got rid of
Yeah,
I got rid of like Black Bass. What I get rid of NES Golf. I got rid of Wayne Gretzky's hockey. Anticipation. Like I had so many. I was like, wow. And like honestly, that's like my favorite retro system too. Is the original NES because. Honestly, that was my first system, but yeah, I had so much filler in my original NES collection. But now honestly, I can look at it and it's just like all the games in my NES collection are my gems. So, which is great.
Yeah, speaking of NES, I have a small little story to tell. It's a great story, by the way. It ends in a happy ending. But I used to have an NES back in the day, right? And the first console actually I ever played was the NES. I didn't play for too long, which is why I think I don't have a huge nostalgia kind of attachment to it, because I think I only played it for like a year. And then I got the Super Nintendo, and I played the shit out of the Super Nintendo for a good, like, I don't know, 4 years or something maybe, and then I moved on to like the PlayStation and stuff like that. But I did have an NES, and for a long time, for his last couple of years, I had no idea where it went. Like, I had an NES, a bunch of games, controllers, you know, the zapper, everything, the hookups. I had no idea where it went. It's like, me and my brother used to play it too. And then, like, 2 weeks ago, or like, this past week, my brother comes over with, like, this backpack. And it was like, here you go. And I'm opening it up, and it's just the NES with, like, all the hookups, shit ton of games. He just starts pulling out all these games. I'm like, oh my god, found my NES. You found my childhood NES. It's got all the games. Just seeing, like, going through all the games just brought back, like, a huge smile to my face. I mean, because it's not a huge collection, but it's a lot of quality shit. Like, there's original Ninja Turtles 2, Mario Bros. 3, Contra, you know, Monster Party, which I fucking loved, Adventure Island, Donkey Kong Classics. Like, it's all this really quality stuff that I just used to love as a kid. And it's so great to have that back. Everything works fine. It's in really good condition still. Like, you know, nothing's wrong with the pin connector or anything. It still works fine. It's got, like, I had like 3 controllers or something, and the NES zapper, and tons of other games, but just so much quality stuff. And I spent some time, you know, kind of going back and reliving my past by playing some of my old childhood favorites on the NES. You know, there's so much great stuff. Like Adventure Island. Like, I don't know if you guys played Adventure Island.
That one's awesome.
So fucking good. I love Adventure Island, and I believe it's based off Wonder Boy. Right, Techno?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Wonder Boy, but it's like reskinned for the NES.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and there's a sequel too, which I think the sequel's a little harder to find on the NES, but I want to get that. But that's the thing too, is like before, it was weird because like since I knew this was missing, like I always toyed with the idea like I could buy a new NES, right, and start buying some of those old childhood games I had, but in the back of my mind I'm like, what if I find it someday, you know, like it would be a waste if I went back and tried to buy these games in new NES and then just to turn out and find my NES years later, it'd be such a waste. So I'm super happy to have it. I'm definitely going to be buying more NES games. I'm super excited to get back into it. I know one game I've been dying to get, and I think they still sell the repro for it. There's a little RPG called Sweet Home, which is like this creepy little RPG. I want to buy that very soon. That looks so great. I
love that game.
Yeah, that looks great. I want to get that. And there's so many classics I want to get, but I've just been playing some of the classics. Like, I used to love Donkey Kong Classics, because I don't know if you know Donkey Kong Classics.
I have that one.
It's got the original one and then Donkey Kong Jr. on it. And, I used to love playing the original Donkey Kong. So I've been playing some of that. That was great. I used to be pretty good at the original Donkey Kong, actually. Really enjoyed that. I had Mickey's Mousecapade, which was like a...
That was fantastic.
Quality games. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I have like 20 NES games maybe, and it's like a lot of quality stuff, but old Capcom classic right there. It's like a Mickey. You play as Mickey, and you have Minnie with you, and you have to kind of take her through these these environments and get to the end of the level, but you have to find like the key first, and you can shoot these little things. And it's by Capcom. It's so great. It was, Contra, it's classic, and Mario Bros. 3 I loved on there. Yeah, Monster Party. Have you guys ever heard of Monster Party? It's a weird game.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
It's super fucking weird. Like it's one of those games where it makes you go, wow, this passed on the NES when the Nintendo was like super strict on what you could do. Because if you play it, super fucking creepy. Like it's got some like skeletons with bleeding eyes and shit, and it's like blood everywhere. It's really disturbing shit, like disturbing monsters, because it's based off like old, monster tales and stuff like that. And it's like a side-scrolling platformer, but you gotta like go into these random rooms and like fight a boss, and you have to like defeat all the bosses in order to find like a key. And once you find the key, it lets you finish the level. But you play as this kid. It's a weird story how it starts out. You play as this kid who's like coming home from a baseball game, and some monster approaches him, and he's like, "We need your help to defeat monsters." And it's so corny, like a lot of NES stories, but it's so corny. But he goes transported into this monster world, and he has like a baseball bat, and he goes around like fighting monsters with a baseball bat, and it's like a platformer too. So good though, but super super creepy for an NES game. But no, I'm super glad to have that.
For Mickey's Mousecapade, do you know the trick to beat the witch in the first level, like wicked easily?
No.
Well, in the first level, you're kind of in like a house or a fun house, whatever. The trick is if you go up the ladder, and if you're able to get Minnie Mouse up there by herself. So yeah, if you can get Minnie Mouse by herself onto like the second floor where there are witches, and you can get Mickey Mouse on the bottom, because you only control Mickey Mouse, you don't control Minnie. She just follows you.
Yeah.
But thing is, Minnie Mouse is indestructible. She can't die. So if you can get Minnie Mouse by herself up where the witch is, well, the thing is, when you press the fire button and you shoot the stars, Mickey and Minnie shoot stars. So if you can get Mickey by himself down below and Minnie up above, and just keep hitting the fire button, you just stand there and you just keep hitting the witch, while the witch keeps hitting Minnie. And since Minnie is indestructible and can't die, easy win. But the trick is you gotta work with the ladder. You gotta try to get Minnie up there by herself. So like, you gotta inch your way up and then inch your way down, so you could separate the two of them.
Better game that was in there I used to love as a kid. Skate or Die. I fucking love Skate or Die. One of my favorite things to do. It's called, like, because you skate around, there's different events, right? And you can do like racing, there's like a slow, like a vert, and you can do like freestyle tricks. But my favorite thing was this thing called jousting, and you're just like in this pool, and you gotta joust with like these kind of big ass like Nerf kind of things, and you fight each other basically in a pool, going back and forth, trying to knock the other person off. And I think you gotta get to like 3 to win, but it's so much fun. It's just like when you're not the one, because it switches off after like a certain amount of turns. So like for a certain amount of turns, you'll be the jouster and you'll try and take down the opponent. If you don't do it, then you lose the jousting thing, and you have to kind of avoid the other person. So it's so much fun. But just going through those games was great.
What are the other games you got? I'm kind of interested. So.
There's so many. There's some crappy titles in there. Like I have Friday the 13th in there.
No, that one's awesome.
Karate Kid.
No, shut up. Those are awesome. I love those games.
Yeah, but they're just, oh my god, they're brutal. Especially Karate Kid. Like, Karate Kid was pulling wombo combos for days back in the day. Like, you'd get juggled by some of those enemies. It's ridiculous. What else? The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Oh my god. Did you know that
oh my god.
On the Famicom it's called Mad City, and it's like actually good?
Yeah.
And for some reason
Konami fuck shit up.
yeah, for us Americans, yeah. Thanks, Konami.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember Bayou Billy was like the game to have. Like when that came out, I remember like me and all my friends wanted that game for some reason. It was like the game to like must have. It was like the best game, but I couldn't tell you why. But
yeah, me neither. But yeah, what else is in there? There's Contra's in there. You got Tetris. There's a couple of sports games. Arch Rivals. I really liked Arch Rivals because it was based off the Midway arcade game, and it's a basketball game where you can like punch people, and just like you punch the other guys. Oh, it's so much fun. Captain Skyhawk, which is like this isometric shooter, which is really hard because it's like isometric and it's got like this geometry kind of style. So sometimes it was hard to figure out like the elevation because you controlled the elevation. And it was hard to tell if you were gonna run into something or not. So that caused a lot of cheap deaths. What else is in there? There's some great stuff. There's more games, but it's harder. Like both of the Ninja Turtles games, number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
There's more though. There's a lot of great stuff.
Nice.
Oh, Bad Dudes. You remember Bad Dudes?
Alright, yep, Bad Dudes is awesome.
Bad Dudes is a...
Now is that NES like original, or is it the NES 2 or whatever?
It's the OG one.
Yeah, okay.
The top loader's cool, but then the downfall about the top loader works like a lot, but the downfall about it is it doesn't output the composite video. It's only like the crappy ass RF antenna. That's terrible.
RF, yeah.
Yeah, it's garbage. But like,
yeah, my grandma, like, we had the my grandma bought her son, my uncle, the original NES, the box or toaster, whatever they call it, and then I'm guessing it's the pin stopped working, and back then you didn't know how to fix shit. But she bought the NES 2 or whatever they called it back in the day, and played on that.
I want to get me one of those dog bone controllers though.
Dude, yeah, that's so much better than...
No, I couldn't stand those things. I always had to have the corner digging into my hand.
I just remember another game, The Simpsons Bart vs. the World.
Yes! Oh, no, it was the Space Mutants is the one I liked.
Oh, just like, man, when I got all those games, you don't understand. Like, it was like, I had the hugest smile. I was like, oh my god, my childhood. And it's just, I'm super excited now for the possibility to buy more NES games and buy some of the classics I missed out on.
I recommend you pick up Kickle Cubicle.
Yeah, that's like a puzzle game, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm all about
It's one of the good ones. So
I get that. I want Shatterhand, because that game looks rad as hell.
Yeah.
Strider. I need to get some of the Ninja Gaiden games. Oh, fuck. So many games.
Adventures of Lola. Those are good too. Those are puzzle games as well.
And of course I had Mario Brothers Duck Hunt because it was a challenge. I think it was a challenge set where it had the orange zapper and all that. So.
Oh, yeah.
I never had the orange one. I had the gray one.
Yeah, I had the orange one because I think it came with the Mario Brothers Duck Hunt and the console, like 2 controllers or something. Everything works fine too. I was surprised. I mean, it looked a little dirty, and I just like cleaned it up with some rubbing alcohol, and cosmetically it still looks really good. I took a good look at the inside of like the pin connector and all that, and it looks pretty polished still. So it's actually surprisingly good condition. You just gotta do the old trick where you gotta jiggle that shit around inside just to get it to work finally, and reset it, and then you're good to go. Perfect. I'm super happy about that. So that's a good news story for me, getting my
that's awesome.
childhood games back. Do you guys want to jump into some news?
Sure do. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. I got a couple. One of them is related to a fighting game as well. So one of them's Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming out soon. It's this highly anticipated kind of revamp to the original Persona 4 Arena with new characters, new settings, new arenas to fight in, new music, tons. I've heard some of the music so far, and they've added so much more music, and it's incredible. The music in Persona 4 and Persona 3 is just incredible. Like, it's ridiculous. But the huge story with the original one was back in the day, if you remember when it was coming out, Atlas kind of did this pretty controversial thing at the time. I mean, Atlas kind of went against what Atlas was all about at the time.
No. Yeah.
But that was a very odd choice to region lock Persona 4 Arena, the original one. So a lot of people were kind of upset because the Japanese copy had been out for a while, and it's like, if it was region free, we could have bought it, imported it, and played it. But it's the same thing, like a lot of European folks, especially, this makes a big deal for the European folks, because sometimes, especially with Atlas games in particular, they get shafted in the European market. Like, they have to wait like years for these games to come out. Like, I know Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, I think, isn't confirmed to come out with an official European copy for like another year after like we get our copy. So like the huge thing was with this, and they tried to correct it, is they've made the new version of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax region free for the US title, or the US NTSC copy basically is going to be region free for for the PS3 and I believe the Xbox 360, although the 360 is region locked by default, so that, I guess the PS3 copy, if you, basically the big deal here is European folks, if you don't want to have to wait a pretty excessive time, because who knows when that game's going to come out in Europe, it could be a while, but you can import a PS3 copy, it'll work just fine. If you import a American copy, it's region free, and there's obviously the pre-order DLC, and you can get some cool pre-order like tarot cards. It's the first set of the tarot cards, and then like this blow-up teddy bop bag that you can, it's like a punchy bag kind of thing, and it's got the DLC for Adachi, which is a new character. But the game is region free. Atlas definitely learned from their strange choice of region locking the original. Just region locking is just a weird thing. Like, just let us play the games. If we want to play it, we'll buy it, and Atlas still gets the money and all that. But this is great. I know I've heard some European folks are super happy about this. That way they can just import this copy and not have to wait a pretty long time. So good on Atlas for not region locking that. And this next one's a limited edition, which is a limited edition for a game that just got announced by, well, technically the game's by Tecmo Koei, but NIS America is doing the limited edition, which is really strange. But there's a new game coming out from Tecmo Koei that they picked up and localized, and it's called Ar no Surge. And this is a prequel game to the Artanelica series, which I'm a big fan of the Artanelica series by NIS America. There's 2 on the PS2, and then there's a really raunchy PS3 version that came out as the 3rd one in the trilogy. And then after that, Gus, the company who makes the series is Gus, and they said they were kind of done with the Artanelica series after that. But they did kind of make this prequel. It's called Ar no Surge. It's also a sequel to like a game that never came out outside of Japan. It stayed in Japan, but it's weird. But it's coming out. It's been out in Japan for quite a while. But I think the best way, I watched some footage because I totally forgot about this game, and it looks actually really good. But it's kind of it's got the Artanelica aesthetic where it's kind of like futuristic, some emphasis on like song. A lot of stuff is named after like musical stuff and all that. It seems like a hybrid between like the battle system reminding me of like the original Hyperdimension Neptunian, kind of the original Artanelica games where it's got like this combo kind of thing where you can like X, square, triangle, circle, you can do different moves and do like combo kind of moves, but it's like turn-based. It's really kind of strange. But it also reminds me of Atelier too, because I saw some like alchemy stuff in there, gathering materials and stuff like that. But it's really interesting that they're bringing it out. Tecmo Koei owns Gus now, which is why they have the licensing now, not like NIS America used to. But it was weird because they announced the limited edition, which I totally wasn't anticipating, and somehow, some way NIS America worked something out with Tecmo Koei to make a limited edition that's exclusive still on their website, so you can only get this on their website. But these are the contents. It comes with Ar no Surge, Ode to an Unborn Star for the PS3, that's the game, and a full-color hardcover art book, approximately 26 pages, original soundtrack with a jewel case, Ar no Surge posters, 16 by 23, and it all comes in this really gorgeous collector's box. And it's a upcoming PS3 RPG. It's actually coming out really soon, which surprises me. I thought this was, when they announced this, I thought this was going to come out like next year maybe, like at the earliest, but it's coming out September 23rd, which is not too far away, and that's actually the same day that NIS America, I think, is launching another game. NIS America's weird. Like, they have like 4 limited editions coming out in September, which is ridiculous. Like, I think from a business standpoint, a smart thing would be to space out your games so that way you can get more people to buy like all the sets that they want to, because if you cram them so tight, then that's a lot of money to drop in like a short time.
Yeah, it is.
Not a lot of people are going to be able to buy like all the limited editions, so that means they might, pass on certain limited editions, whereas if they chose to kind of break it up, space it out, maybe like September, October, November, then you can kind of afford it. So like even me, like I'm all about NIS America limited editions. Even me, I'm going to be passing on one of the limited editions, which I haven't done ever since they announced like their exclusive sets. So the one I passed on actually was the Natural Doctrine one, which makes me sad, but I can't afford it. It's just, they got Danganronpa 2 coming out, which I love Danganronpa. They got limited edition for that comes out in September. They got Fairy Fencer F, Natural Doctrine, and now Ar no Surge. And a month before that, they got Disgaea 4 coming out. So I just think they kind of should have spaced it out a little bit more. It was a little odd to cram so many games into one month. So that's going to be a busy month. But this is a gorgeous limited edition. I'm definitely going to be picking this up. And I'm a huge fan of the Artanelica series. So I can't wait for this. And it's kind of surprising because NIS doesn't own the series anymore. But somehow they managed to make a limited edition for it. Probably some licensing agreements with Tecmo Koei. But I'm excited for that. If you want to buy the game regular, you can still buy it that way. It'll probably be available on and, other retailers like Amazon and whatnot. So look forward to that, September 23rd, for the prequel game to our Tonelco series. But that is all my news.
Well, I'll go next, I suppose. My first news stories is Dragon Quest X is coming to the 3DS. You know, that MMO. It's coming to the 3DS in Japan only for in September. This game is, you guys know what this game is. It's the Wii U, what was it? It was Wii and Wii U? It wasn't?
Yeah.
Okay. It was that Dragon Quest MMO that I know you were kind of excited for, right, Techno?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, but, it was only for Japan. Well, it's coming out for the 3DS for Japan. Now, this is going to be kind of like, what's the other series? The Dragon Hunter Tri. It's going to be very similar to that, where the 3DS version...
Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter Tri, thank you very much. This one, it's going to be just like that. It's going to be like kind of like a watered-down version of the console version, where you could kind of just, train your character, do a few quests, but not as much as you could do on the console version. Now, this game is going to be costing 3,800 yen plus tax. I don't know what that is in the US currency, but it will also include a download code for the game for 60 days of playtime and a special in-game item which will turn the hoverboard into a yellow slime. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what you get. 5 ancient scrolls granting 1,000 experience points each, a casino ticket equivalent to 1,000 tokens, a poster, and a lottery ticket that will grant one of several prizes. Again, I don't know what any of this does, but for people who played the game on the Wii U, obviously you do. You can check out the first screenshots and the box art of the game on various websites. It's easy just to look up, just Google it, and you'll find these images. But, yeah, I guess fans of Monster Hunt or Dragon Quest X or Dragon Quest X, you might want to pick this up if you live in Japan, if if you're into that sort of thing. It kind of sucks that it's only in Japan, but I don't know, what can you do? I really think that you should have released it here in the United States. I know a lot of people would buy it, so a lot of people would buy it.
Square Enix.
And see, even if the 3DS version came out here, I would still not buy it, because I wanted the Wii U version.
Mhm.
That's why I don't own a Wii U, because I got no Dragon Quest X.
But if it did come out, you would buy a Wii U.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a system seller for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you had the Wii U version, would you also get the 3DS version?
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't do the cross.
No.
Okay.
I'd be happy with just the Wii U version.
Okay. No, I was just wondering. That's cool. So that's it for Dragon Quest X. My other news stories is I got a whole bunch of Pokemon news, so I'm just going to kind of rapidly go through it all with the very last Pokemon story, which is going to be my kicker, the long, kind of interesting one. But my first Pokemon story is, and please correct me if I say this wrong, the Pokemon Vivillon. Is that how I say that correctly?
I don't know how to pronounce it, kind of Vivillon or whatever.
Vivillon? Well, this Pokemon is now available because the GTS has reached over 1 million Pokemon trade, and because of that, we get a free exclusive Vivillon Pokemon. If you go on to your 3DS, and if you follow these simple steps, let me just pull this up really quick. If you go to the main menu of either Pokemon X or Y, if you select the mystery gift from the main menu, then select receive gift, click yes. It'll do a search for the Vivillon. It will download to your system. And then what you have to do in this game now is go to any Pokemon Center and you'll see a delivery girl. Talk to her and she'll give you your Vivillon. Now what's unique about this Pokemon is I think there's over like 50 different versions of this Pokemon, and depending on where you live in the world is what you get. So every Pokemon is unique on exactly where you live in the world. So if people trade this thing on the GTS servers, they can get some pretty interesting variations of this Pokemon. So kind of encourages people to trade a lot. So my next Pokemon news story is Pokemon X and Y is getting a Charizard event. For those who live in the UK only, this new... What was that, Techno?
Boo.
Boo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Techno. But this event was just announced. If you go to Game, which is like the equivalent to our GameStop, you'll have the ability to download a Charizard either from the Pokemon Zone or through a serial code if you ask for at the location. The event mimics the events of Japan earlier this year, which also offered a Charizard, where you can get a Charizard Y if you bring in your Pokemon X version, and a Charizard X if you bring in your Pokemon Y version. This event will run from July 11th through August 10th. But like I said, it's only in the UK. The next Pokemon event I'm going to say here is also for Pokemon X and Y, but this is for Japan only. You get an exclusive Japanese Pikachu in this event. A special Pikachu event is being held at Minito Mara Park called the Pikachu Outbreak Chew. Within the special event, there are loads of different Pikachu interactions for people to participate in. One of these is a giveaway of the TCG promotional card, a promotional Tretta, Tretta, probably not even saying that correctly, and the most noteworthy is a download Pikachu will be given. This Pikachu can be downloaded at multiple parts within the park and a different nickname depending on where you download it. This event is going to run between August 9th, 2004 and August 17th of 2004. My next Pokemon news story is, you guys remember the secret bases?
Oh yes, I used to buy like the piano key things, and I made like a piano key in my secret base. It was awesome.
Well, the secret bases are returning in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So, I forget, what was the last game that introduced, was it Pearl? Diamond Pearl? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, if I remember correctly, I think it's Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, they're returning for Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire also is gaining a new Mega Evolution, and this is revealed, the Kurokoro magazine. That magazine revealed a new Mega called Metagross. Is that how you... Metagross?
Yeah, Metagross.
Okay, I always say these Pokemon names wrong. They're so hard. But which will be used by Steven. Steven in the game will Mega Evolve his Metagross using a Meta Brooch. And the scans of the magazine reference the fact that there are different Pokemon in the Hoenn region than before, with more details to come. So they didn't really advertise too much, but cool, you get a Metagross. So, my next Pokemon news story, this is UK only so far, and I really, really hope this comes out to the United States, because I would definitely download this game. But the Pokemon trading card game that was originally released for the Game Boy Color is now available on the 3DS Virtual Console. But like I said, it's only in Europe. The game originally came out in 1998 for Japan and 2000 for North America. But the game is now available for the 3DS. The game is going to contain or take up 65 blocks or 8 megabytes to download, and that's kind of like the gist of it. The game is only available in the UK. So hopefully this game does come out in the United States, because this might leeway for other Pokemon games to become available. I would definitely want Pokemon like Red or Pokemon Yellow to be available for the 3DS Virtual Console. I think that would be fucking awesome. So, but right now only the UK gets the Pokemon trading card game, which saddens me. But my last and final Pokemon news story, and this one is so bizarre, and I just had to talk about it. But this one's kind of long, so I'm really just gonna read the news article out here. But this news article has one man's 5-year quest to catch a shiny Pokemon. Under normal circumstances, there is 1 in 8,092 chances you'll find a shiny Pokemon out in the wild. Some people have played Pokemon all their lives and never actually encountered a shiny Pokemon, one of those fabled Pokemons that come in special rare colors. Well, a person by the name of Joe O'Connell knows about this extensively. He has spent the last 5 years trying not to just catch a shiny Pokemon, but he's been trying to catch a shiny Mewtwo, the legendary Pokemon, in a different shiny variety, which he appears as green. It's a green Mewtwo. But for the last 5 years, O'Connell has been playing Pokemon Leaf Green and Heart Gold by doing one thing: going into battle against the same Mewtwo located in the Cerulean Cave, a location that is only accessible once the player has beaten the game. The hope was that the encounter would eventually result in a shiny Mewtwo. This process is known as soft resetting and is painfully a dull task. This part's in quotes. A soft resetting entails is researching a static Pokemon. Usually people who use this method are star Pokemon or for legendaries, by keep encountering it until it becomes shiny. O'Connell explains in the news article, in quotes, if a vanilla Mewtwo, meaning a normal Mewtwo, he simply hits the buttons start, select A and B to restart the game by soft resetting until he encounters Mewtwo again. Over the last 5 years, he's been doing this process, and he averages 1 encounter every 18 seconds. That means he can do it about 3 times a minute. O'Connell went through the process whenever he could, be it if he was just watching TV or surfing the internet. He estimates that he resets his game over 100,000 times, and with over 500 hours dedicated to a single consuming task. The typical Pokemon playthrough for the game is 15 to 30 hours. Those of you reading this article are familiar with shinies in the Pokemon franchise might be scratching their head right now. But O'Connell stubbornly did not want to take this route. Most people get a shiny through like cheat methods, through like action replay or different Game Genie devices. But O'Connell quotes right here: "For the long time, it hasn't been about grabbing the green Mewtwo. I was just trying to validate the dedication I sunk into it," O'Connell explains. For years, I've loathed people across the internet who've been complaining about their own hunt had taking them about 4 hours, and hatred of wretched souls who would just pop up with just few tries through action replay. This is kind of a long news article, and so basically he goes on and on, just saying he spent the last 5 years trying to catch this Mewtwo through legitimate means, without a cheating device whatsoever. He's created multiple YouTube videos of where he had like maybe this video right here showing 3 Game Boys all playing the same game, all trying to catch the same Mewtwo. So that's kind of it. I'm not going to read the entire news story because it's actually really, really long. So yeah. This guy's been catching Mewtwo's for 5 years, and he finally caught one. He finally caught a Mewtwo, and basically what he says, the first thing he did, let me just scroll down. The first thing he did when he found the Mewtwo is he called his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was so ecstatic that she replied, "Oh good, you finally caught the Mewtwo. Now that's all good and done.
Stop playing fucking games."
Yeah, she's like, it's finally over. So That's kind of it, really.
Can you imagine if he fainted it? Like he tries to weaken it and he faints it. It's like, oh fuck no! God damn it! That's why you have a Master Ball. If I were to do that, I'd definitely have a Master Ball because that would suck beyond belief.
Let's see.
To do that for that long and to accidentally faint it.
I think he does mention a Master Ball somewhere in this.
Yeah,
news
he better have.
so.
So that would be a huge risk not to have a Master Ball.
Okay, yeah, here. Okay, this is what he says about the Master Ball. Starting in quotes, I've always thought of that it would. I always thought that if it ever happened, which what I was sure was impossible, I'd simply breathe a sigh of relief, catch him in my prepared Master Ball, and put the game away forever, O'Connell says. Instead, I blinked a couple of times and then just kind of started screaming and whooping for about 5 minutes, all with the embarrassing kids on YouTube. Oh, like those embarrassing kids on YouTube. So yeah, he did catch the thing with the Master Ball.
Good.
Yeah, so.
Those shiny Pokemon, man. Those are the things.
Could you imagine playing that game for 5 years, just trying to catch a shiny Mewtwo?
I think I've encountered one shiny Pokemon before. It was in Pokemon Silver. It wasn't the Gyarados. The Gyarados was special, but then I remember just going in the wild and it tripped me out because I was like, why does the Pokemon look a different color? Like, I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, this is like a regular Pokemon, but it looks like a different color. I forgot what it was. It was like maybe a Vulpix or something. It was weird. It was like a completely different color. Like, it was supposed to be like red and it was like yellow or something. It was strange. And I caught it because I was like, I have no idea what that is. It's weird.
Right, yeah. Honestly, I've never, besides that Gyarados that you mentioned, I've never encountered a shiny legitimately. I have shiny Pokemon, but they've always been like given to me by like Pokemon events, or I use Action Replay. I actually have a shiny Mew that I got through Action Replay. He's all blue and stuff. But yeah, but I don't know. Could you just imagine spending 5 years trying to catch a shiny Mewtwo? Like wouldn't it like kind of like hamper your life, I guess? I don't know, it even mentions that his girl, like, he called his girlfriend right after he caught the Mewtwo, and his girlfriend in quote says, I think that he says it's finally over. That's what she says, like, it's finally over. I was just like, holy shit, dude. But I don't know, could you just imagine that? That's great. And then he doesn't do anything with it. He just caught it and he's like putting the game away.
He sets it free.
He sets it free.
Go, Mewtwo, be free.
Oh, I would kill him. Oh my god.
Very funny.
But yeah, that isn't. It was just. It's a very unique story. I just wanted to share it. But like, yeah. So Joe O'Connell, he has a legitimate shiny Mewtwo, and that's it. He puts the game away forever. So congrats, dude.
Good on him.
But that's it. That's all my news stories.
Heck no.
Finally.
Sorry, I could have.
All the Pokemons.
I could have kept going for 5 years, but.
Techno, you got some exciting news for us?
Yes, I have 2 news stories. They're pretty short, but, I like short news. And, this first one is Maya is set to return in Killer Instinct Season 2. If you don't know who that is, it is a character that was from Killer Instinct 2. Also on Killer Instinct Gold, which was pretty much just 2 on 64. And yeah, it was like chick that wore like just pretty much absolutely nothing in 2. It just had like leopard skin or something. Or no, it was cheetah. Like it was like a cheetah type bathing suit. I don't know, but yeah, she looks a lot better now. And if this is actually her that I'm looking at, yeah, during their panel at EVO 2014, which is still going on, Iron Galaxy Studios revealed the second character that will be introduced during Killer Instinct. Maya, who originally debuted in Killer Instinct 2, will be returning to the series alongside TJ Combo in the reboot of the second season. And they have another one coming. Like, they, I don't know when they're going to announce him, but I think everyone thinks or knows it's going to be Cinder. It has to be. I can't wait. Cinder is my guy. So, yes. Next up, exclusive Mortal Kombat 10 reveal planned for EVO 2014. Hint possibly points to Raiden as the largest fighting game tournament in the world. Developers have made it a habit to save some great deals for Evolution. This year appears to be no different. According to a recent announcement by NetherRealm Studios, a special Mortal Kombat 10 presentation is scheduled to take place during the Injustice Gods Among Us finals at EVO 2014. A very little in the way of hints was dropped, with the exception of a short phrase. I stand watch for eternity. That is what the phrase is, and it has to be Raiden. I stand and watch for eternity. He, watches his Earthrealm fighters beat the shit out of Shao Kahn and other evil beings. But it also could be someone completely different. It could be Fujin, the god of wind. And if you don't know who that is, then you obviously aren't big into Mortal Kombat lore. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, it should be Raiden because, he's been in almost all of the games except for 3, I think. Yeah, I think he was not in 3. But yeah. And the finals for Injustice Gods Among Us will be this Saturday, at twitch.tv/SRK EVO1. So yeah, there you go. And that's it.
I'm looking at this picture of Maya. She looks pretty cool. Fights with the boomerang. So that's all our news?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yay!
The time! Who's got the time?
It's
Question time!
I don't know.
It's time, guys.
No, it's not.
It's question
It's
time.
9:54.
Question time. Ignore techno. It's question time. Woo.
Well, we have a bunch of questions from our listeners, and let's see. The first one is from Nick. He says, "What do you guys think?" Or so, do you think we will see a new Punch-Out game with Little Mac being in the new Smash Brothers? Are we getting a new Punch-Out game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think the only reason he's in Punch-Out now is because of the game that was released on the Wii.
And
because it's the same. Yeah.
Usually people want assist trophies to become real characters.
Yeah.
He's popular. It makes sense. But yeah, besides that one on the Wii, it's just not really a huge popular series. Unless if it ever was a new Punch-Out game, I think it'd just be a downloadable game for the Wii U or something. I don't think they'd do physical.
I would think it would be one for the 3DS, dude.
No, it's kind of weird to do it on 3DS. It's started on the NES and the Wii. It's a console kind of game, but you could do it on 3DS. Yeah.
Alright, well, our next question is from Mikey's Mark. He says, "What is the most overrated fighting game?" Sonic the Fighters.
Kabuki Warriors.
Man, you know what? I don't think there really is an overrated fighting game. It's what your tastes are, really. It's I like Street Fighter. I like Mortal Kombat. I may not like Marvel 3, but that's, but Marvel's already dead, so don't worry about it.
I totally agree with you, dude. Except for the Marvel being dead part, but the rest of it I agree with you. I don't think there's an overrated fighting game.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, is you just play what you want, and there's really nothing that's super overrated. There's stuff that's popular, but it's if you don't care about it, then don't play it, and just play what you want to play. I play the weird shit, I play Arc System Works Fighters, and I like that. And King of Fighters and stuff like that, but you just play what you want.
Yeah. Sonic the Fighters, EVO 2015. HD remix.
They already have that.
An HD remix of Sonic the Fighters?
HDR.
HDR.
It's more HD than the HD.
Yeah, it's more HD.
Oh
It's
my
on
god.
PS3 and
PS4.
360.
Oh man.
Alright, well, our next question comes from Games of War. He says, Murdered Soul Suspect is a damn good game. It was a breath of fresh air in a sea of shooters. Have you guys played it, and how do you feel about Airtight Games closing its doors a week after the game was released? He also says he really enjoyed it. I never played this game. I don't know anything about Airtight Games, so I have no opinion whatsoever. Sorry.
Yeah, Murdered Soul Suspect came out recently. I think it was actually published by Square Enix, but it's this game, and it's fairly new. Like, it just came out, like, really recently, but it's a game where you play as a detective who's, like, who died. You watch yourself die, and you're trying to solve, like, your own death as a ghost, and you talk to, like, the ghost of other pasts, and it's more of a mystery kind of adventure game from what I gather. I haven't played it, although I'm interested in it. It's a game I'm looking to get, like, on the cheap side. It reminds me of, like, a couple of games. Like, it reminds me of Ghost Trick on the DS, or, like, Geist. Have any of you guys played Geist on the GameCube? I love that shit.
No, but I've heard of the Ghost Trick one.
Yeah, Geist was this cool game, though, on the GameCube. It was a first-person shooter where, like, you were a poltergeist and you can, like, you had the ability to possess other items. Like, you would have to do some puzzle solving. Like, maybe you could possess, like, a rat at one point, and you go into a rat to get through, like, a tricky part and then pop out, possess another guy to get to that specific part. Like, there's some puzzle solving. Super interesting. So that kind of reminds me of that, too. But as for the studio shutting down, I think it's always a sad thing when a studio shuts down, because that means that's one less studio that's making games, and that's less, games that are going to be out there. That's less, possible, unique gems or, just beautiful gems that could be made because the studio's done. And it's always a sad thing to see any studio close. And he also mentions, I guess, the studio made Dark Void, Dark Void was, I think, on the NES originally. Like, it's this really old game, and then Capcom did a remake, kind of like they did Bionic Commando remake for, like, the 360 and all that. It looked like an okay game, but I don't know. I think their issue was probably, like, they made decent games, but they just didn't sell well, which happens a lot, unfortunately. Like, I know Dark Void was hammered by the critics, but it's not a terrible game. And then something like Murdered Soul Suspect I remember it receiving really mixed reviews, but the people who liked it said it was really interesting, but it didn't sell that well. It had, like, really mediocre sales, so whenever that happens, you just can't make it float anymore as a studio, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of, like, I saw it on Steam, the Murdered game, the Murder Souls or whatever it's called, but it just didn't look like my type of game, so. And, I never played the, I just forgot the name of it. Damn.
Murdered Soul Suspect?
No,
Dark Void?
Yeah, on 360 and I guess PS3. But I think I bought Dark Void 0 on Steam. Haven't played it. Yeah, but that's Steam games for you.
Has, like, nothing to do. Like, it's just like a Capcom. Like, they remade kind of the original and called it Dark Void 0. It's kind of like a remake. It's okay. I played it. It's fun.
Alright, well, our next question is from Shinobi Magos. He says, are you guys going to watch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? And what is your thoughts on Mortal Kombat X? I am definitely going to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I'm a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, and I'm excited. I'm definitely going to see it. The Turtles do look kind of crappy, I will admit that. They don't look as good, and they don't look like what I grew up with, but I'm going to see it regardless. So I'm excited. My thoughts on Mortal Kombat X. I'm excited for that as well. I'm a huge fan of fighting games. I love the violence and the gore that they showed for Mortal Kombat 10, especially the Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight. That was, oh my god, that was just magical. I'm sorry. I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 10. I just kind of wish it was coming out for the 360 and the PS3, but because I'm going to have to buy one of the next gen consoles if I really want to play it, so.
Well, I guess I probably won't go to the theaters to watch it because I don't usually go to theaters much anymore. I mean, I did go to see that new X-Men movie, which was pretty good, and about Mortal Kombat 10. Well, fuck yeah, I'm excited, dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I just hope we see some older characters and maybe some new, we're gonna see new ones too, but I hope we see like Ermac come back. I like Ermac.
My boy Sector. Oh man. I
Yeah.
love Sector. He's my jam.
I was always a Cyrex player.
Yeah, I got used to Sector in Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, me too.
I got pretty good at him. I enjoyed that. So no, I am not going to watch the new Ninja Turtles movie because I, like Techno, I haven't been to movies in over like a year and a half probably. I just don't go to movies, period. Like, I don't know, I'm not a big movie person anymore. Like, I'll watch stuff on Netflix and that's about it. And yeah, I don't know, I haven't played the current version of Mortal Kombat. I haven't played that one, so I don't know, like I haven't been that excited for Mortal Kombat. Like I played the originals like Mortal Kombat 1 and I really love Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, but that was as far as I went, and honestly I'm fine with that.
Alright, we have one last book to read. This one's from Nick Knack, and he really wrote like a lot, so this is
Prepare story time with Nick.
Yeah.
Story time.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot. I'm going to try to read this. So, alright, this is from Nick Knack. He says, before I start with this long-ass question, let me just say that this isn't bragging at all, rather than me promoting my love of anime conventions and how I believe they're as equally amazing as video game conventions. But just this past week, I went to Anime Expo 2014, and though it was a bittersweet at times due to various problems involving time and those damn lines AX is known for, I had a decent time there. The biggest draw from the convention for me were the special guests who both had panels and signed autographs. Some of them include the voice actress of Gina from Crazy Taxi, the voice...
What? Wait, whoa. I didn't know... What? I want to go to this.
I think you missed it, dude.
I know.
Yeah, there's always next year, buddy.
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The voice actor for Crumb in Fire Emblem.
Oh my god, why was I there? God damn it, I love Crom.
I didn't even get through the sentence, dude.
Why was I there?
Alright, I'm gonna continue. The creators of the anime called Kill la Kill.
Oh, I love Kill la Kill.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking good. I love Kill la Kill. It's like old school anime and it's like so over the top and it's got like that old school aesthetic. Fan-fucking-tastic. Highly recommend Kill la Kill.
Yep.
Continue.
Alright, well, this is my turn to interrupt myself. The voice actress for Chie in Persona...
God.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. The voice actress for Chie in Persona 4. The voice cast of Sailor Moon dubbed, both old and new dub. And the biggest guest they had was the Mega Man creator Keiji Inafune. I will admit, I'm jealous. Whose panel I was fortunate enough to go to, as well as get his autograph from him. Okay, now I'm really jealous, because I would love an autograph from Keiji Inafune. Seriously. But he continues on by saying, which unfortunately was my copy of Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition due to me forgetting Mega Man X at my hotel. Dude, I would love Keiji Inafune to sign anything. I don't care where it is. You can sign my t-shirts. That'll be awesome.
On my ass.
You just pull your pants out. Here, sign it.
Techno, if he signed your ass, you would not be able to wash your ass for your entire life.
Like, yeah, never touch it. Like cover it up or something with plastic or something.
It'd be like that one one episode of The Simpsons where like some girl spits in like Bart's hand,
washes that.
and he never washes his hand. Oh my god. Alright, well I'm going to continue reading. Okay, so with this experience comes my question. I want to finally ask at hand, which is in relation to this, and that is, if you guys had the money and power to create your own big video game convention and have any 5 people appear as special guests, whether they be voice actors, composers, cosplayers, pro game players, or any person in relation to working on games in general, who would those 5 people be? Anyway, sorry for the long ass-winded question. I just wanted to promote something I love is all and have a great day. So his question is, what 5 people, no matter what they do in video games, would you want at your convention?
Man, that's intense.
I'm gonna go first. Keiichi Inafune is one. Stan Lee. He does a lot of voice cameos for his own Marvel games. I would want Mega Man himself. He could just jump out of the game. I don't give a shit. He could just show up. Ed Boon, because Mortal Kombat. And I would like maybe probably the creator of the entire team of Bungie. I think that would be cool.
And I feel like I'd have like an RPG convention or something. But like, for sure, I want Miyamoto, because why the fuck would I not want Miyamoto? He should definitely be there. It's like responsible for my whole childhood. Thank you, good sir. But then besides that, for sure, you gotta have Hideo Baba, main producer for the Tales of series. You gotta have Shoji Meguro, composer for Shin Megami Tensei and all the Persona games, as well as Catherine. Gotta have Nobuo Uematsu, and he does all the amazing music for Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Lost Odyssey, and maybe even some other stuff like even Falcom Sound Team, if I just got the whole cast for Falcom Sound Team and have them talk about composing for Ys and Legend of Heroes and stuff like that. That'd be incredible. Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's a good list. That was like 4 or 5. What about you, Techno?
Okay, I would have the guy that voiced Axel, Crazy Taxi, because he was the guy that I played as. It's like I don't pick anyone else except for Axel, because he looked badass. He had the green hair, he had spiked it up, he was like the 90s all wrapped up, a character. He was like the punk rock, just dude to, want to party with. And then I would have Yuji Naka, duh. Oh man, who else? I blinked out. I can't remember his name. And he's such an important part of Sega.
What do you do?
He did pretty much any arcade game, and one of, if not the best Dreamcast game of all time, Shenmue.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, dude. I'm sure someone listening would know who you're talking about, though.
It starts with a Y. But anyways, yeah, him. 2 more. I have no idea who else.
How about somebody from Metal Gear Solid or?
Oh my God! Yes, David Hayter. Boom. Yes, and then the guy who voiced Vice, English voice actor.
Okay. Cool. So that's all our questions, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey. So you guys want to get games we've been playing, or wrap it up? Then we can get back to watching EVO.
Oh, that's yeah.
I've been watching EVO.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
All day. All day, every day.
All right. Well, Dan, what have you been playing?
Well, one of them is not so much a game. I picked it up on the Steam Summer Sale, and it was like, I've always kind of been interested in it. I've seen stuff, and it looks like I've seen stuff that they've done in it, and it just looks super weird and funny. Because it's kind of like you can do whatever the hell you want kind of game. So I picked up Gary's Mod, which is...
Oh my... Yes!
Which is this... It's basically... It's a sandbox game. It's like they give you... Valve gives you basically in that kind of like the assets, like the actual core assets for like all their kind of games like Half-Life, Team Fortress and whatnot. Like I'm talking like anything from like stuff in the environment to NPCs to vehicles to weapons. It's all accessible in these kind of areas. It's very community driven. You can download tons of shit. I've downloaded a lot of incredible stuff. And I've been having a blast with that because I've been honestly laughing my ass off the whole time because I've just been doing really stupid shit. insane, but you do whatever the hell you want. Like, I was flying around with lightsabers with like my rocket boots, and I was practicing some Attack on Titan with my like gear and like, sword fighting and trying to destroy Titans. And I was spotting people and killing them with like my Nyan Cat gun, which shoots out like Nyan Cats. It's like, it's whatever the hell you want to do. It's like a good time to just kill like an hour or something and just dick around, especially since you could join like your buddies. There's like custom game modes. It's a huge game. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want and just have a good time, basically, kind of game. So that was fun. This next one is quite interesting. I'm not going to talk too in depth about the game because I plan on doing a video about it. But I picked up Final Fantasy Type 0 from Japan, an import copy, and I have some explaining to do why. So, yes, there is a HD version coming out, which was confirmed by Square Enix. It's coming out to the West, and it's coming out on really stupid choices of the Xbox One and PS4, which I think is odd. Because, think about it, it's a PSP game. You're telling me you can't do an HD remake on the 360 and PS3? You can, it's just the Square Enix is trying to push the new consoles. So, I thought about it, and it's like, I wanted to play this game. I heard it was honestly one of the greatest PSP games that we never got. It's probably one of the best Final Fantasy games out there, honestly. I've heard a lot of great things about this game. Now, the reason I bought it is because there's been a team called Operation Doom Train. They've been working on an English fan translation for like a year and a half. This game has been out in Japan for a very long time. They've been avidly working on this translation, and I'm talking like everything, absolutely everything is translated, even from like the huge encyclopedia to like all the text is in English. They've been working on this for years, and they finally finished it like literally like a month ago. It was very, very recent. So I picked it up and I went through the process of like translating it and patching it up and all that, using some PSP trickery and whatnot. Finally got it running perfectly, and I've been playing that. So I've been playing Type 0 on my PSP, and it's fully patched with English so I can understand it and understand the story. All I can say is, I think fans of Final Fantasy are going to be in for a really big treat when this game comes out. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, honestly. Like, I put it up there with like Final Fantasy 4, like Final Fantasy 6. It's so fucking good. And it's very different. It's an action RPG, and the combat is so fucking good. I can't explain it to you. It's so fucking good. It's just so much fun. Yeah, there's so much to explain to it, because this game is like super in-depth, like it's ridiculous. But I think the kind of basic premise, you're kind of like this special team. It's kind of based around the story that like there's different regions. It's kind of like a military kind of thing. There's different regions fighting for control of this land, and you're trying to do military coups and operations to gain control and whatnot. And there's like academies, and you're part of this special academy in this one particular territory on this special team who has like just really strong members of this team. And you go out and you're students, but you also fight in these kind of military operations. But it's interesting because it's half kind of social sim. Like, you have a set time period where you're just like hanging out in the academy. You can talk to other people, other classmates, trigger certain events and all that, battle in the arena, go out in the overworld, explore dungeons, whatever. And it's kind of on a timer where like when you do stuff, this time will kind of run down, and then after a certain amount of time passes, it'll trigger like a main mission, which is the main mission is ultimately what pushes the story forward. And it's kind of unavoidable because it's going to happen eventually, but it's just so incredibly in-depth, and I highly think that this is going to be a great game when it comes out. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. It's just incredible the amount of content that's in it. It's baffling to me how much they were able to fit on like a PSP UMD, which is interesting because the game is actually on 2 UMDs. I think it's one of the only games that's actually on the PSP with 2 UMDs because it's so big. There's so much content to it, but the combat, the story, the settings, it's a lot darker. Like, I've never seen a Final Fantasy game where they showed like a bloody chocobo, and it's like a chocobo just dying in the battlefield with like bullets flying, and I'm talking like really gory, like really, really, really bloody. It's like really intense game. It's just so fantastic. Like, the combat's so awesome because you can do like, if you time it right, you can do auto kill moves where it instantly kills the enemy, and it's just so satisfying. The combat is just so satisfying. The game's wonderful. I just love the setting of like a darker, more mature Final Fantasy game. I'm actually kind of curious if it's going to get an M rating in America because it is pretty intense, especially the intro, but I'm absolutely loving this game. It is fantastic. One of the best PSP games I've ever played. What a true gem, and thank you to the team Operation Doom Train, I believe is what they went by, and they've been working on that for almost 2 years. So thank you so much, because it's because of them that I'm able to enjoy this game. But I'll talk more about it in a video I plan on doing, but played a little bit more Blue Dragon on the 360, not too much. I mean, I like the game, it's not really compelling me so far. Like, it's okay, like, it's an enjoyable turn-based RPG, but it's not anything gripping. And actually, because of all this Pokemon stuff, I downloaded that Vivillon or whatever from the mystery gift. I've been playing more Pokemon X, actually, going through some of the more extra stuff. I've been building out my ultimate first-party team, so my team right now is like Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Dragonite, Arcanine, and Nidoking, and I'm super jacked about that team because I love it.
All Gen 1.
That's the best way. I feel like I'm the champion trainer from like Pokemon Blue or something. I feel like I'm Gary Oak or something. I feel badass having all 3 of the starters and Dragonite. It's so much fun going through that, and there's tons of other stuff to do. Like, I didn't discover the like Pokemon Amy feature in there till like after I beat the game, which is Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, because like they mentioned it, but I never knew how you could like press L and R to switch between like the super training and all that. So I discovered, I'm like, holy shit, it's like Nintendogs, but with Pokemon. Like, I can pet my Dragonite. Like, literally pet my Dragonite. I was just petting it on the head and feeding it snacks and shit and playing mini games with it. I'm like, oh my god, this is incredible. I'm gonna pet my Dragonite so much, you don't even know. Because he's all happy as shit. It's like, oh, it's brilliant. It's like Nintendogs, but with Pokemon. So there's like tons of shit to do in that game. I'm still playing it. Still thoroughly enjoying Pokemon X. Great game. And like I mentioned, since I got my NES, I've been going through some of the classics on there. I played some Adventure Island, one of my favorite games growing up. Absolutely stellar kind of platformer action kind of game. You can get a skateboard and go through the levels. Some nice little platforming. You have like a little tomahawk and you use that to attack enemies. Some Skate or Die classic, like I mentioned before. Pool jousting is just so much fun. And it's intense. It gets really intense. And doing some high score runs on Donkey Kong classics on the original Donkey Kong, because I absolutely love the original Donkey Kong, and I'm not too bad at it. So that's all I've been playing. So what about you guys?
Let's see. Well, I picked up, like I mentioned earlier on the episode, I picked up Remember Me from Capcom for like $6 at Target. This game was actually pretty good for what I paid for it. Basically what it is you play as this woman, and she has the ability to rewrite people's memories, so they just remember them differently. And like I'm not trying to give anything away, but one instant is he makes this man believe that he killed his wife, and in the process he's so filled with grief and anguish that he ends up committing suicide, where in reality he didn't kill his wife at all. And that's how you kind of complete your mission, is you actually kill this guy by basically having him kill himself. But the story is a little kind of hard to follow at times, but it's not too bad. The combat in this game, I heard a lot of people say the combat in this game wasn't all that great. Honestly, I thought it was kind of enjoyable. That's probably the best part of the game that I enjoyed, was the combat. I liked the combat most of all. I don't know why people had a problem with it, but people have their different opinions. And it was a good and enjoyable game. It was about typical 10-hour game. I had no desire to go back and play it on a hard difficulty. That's why I ended up trading it in for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I haven't yet to play. But yeah, Remember Me was a good game. If you find it cheap and you want just a cheap 10-hour game, I'd say give it a try. It's not a bad game. It's not a great game, but pretty good. Next game I was playing this last time on the podcast, was Shovel Knight. Like I said, I've been taking my time with this game because it's one of those, old retro games, and it's good all around. I just wanted to take my time on it, but I actually just beat it today, and it's good. Good retro NES game. One I haven't played in a long time. You guys know me. I'm the huge Mega Man fan. Just plays just like Mega Man, and I absolutely loved it. But again, I probably don't have any real desire to play it again, except maybe on like a higher difficulty, but that probably won't be for like months and months from now. The only thing I think they could have kind of improved on this game is maybe make it a little bit harder. I got to like the end of I'm not going to spoil anything, but I got to like the final boss in the game, and I kind of kicked her ass on one try, and I kind of thought the boss should be a little bit harder. But really, that's my only complaint with the game. The last game I played, I've been kind of feeling a little retro lately, so I popped this game out of the blue. As I popped in Super Dodgeball for the NES, and
Oh my god. Fucking love Super Dodgeball.
I know, right?
So fucking good.
If you guys don't know what this game, basically it's dodgeball on the NES. Each side of the court, you have 3 players within the court and 3 players standing outside the court. And basically, what you do is you pass the ball between different players, trying to hit the other team with the dodgeball. You know, everyone knows how to play dodgeball, but there's different attacks. Like you can press forward twice to make your character run, and then when they get to maybe half court, you can hit the throw button. You do this speed ball, or the ball will do the zigzag motion, or certain characters will make the ball split into 3 balls. And what this does, it makes it harder for the other team to catch the ball, which results in them getting hit by the ball. And your goal is to hit the other team to make their life diminish, make it go away. And when they die, they turn into little angels and they float up in the sky. It's a fun game. The game's only you could finish the game in probably within an hour. It's a great classic NES game, and I recommend it if anyone who's played. Dan, sounds like you've played it a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game.
And the Game Boy Advance version. I fucking love it.
Okay, I've never played that version, but the NES version, fucking awesome. I think it's also on the 3DS Virtual Console. I might be wrong about that, but if it is, go on your 3DS and download it because it's worth it. So that's it. That's all I've really been playing.
Techno, what have you been playing, buddy?
Well, as I've been told you guys before, I finished Resident Evil 2 with Claire. Fucking love it. It's good. Got a lot of booty shots if you follow my Instagram. Not of me.
Oh,
Claire.
Really?
Well,
No.
now I'm not gonna follow you.
Yeah, now I'm not going to follow you anymore. That's the only reason we do follow you.
I've been playing a lot of Steam games.
That's a good thing.
Mostly Payday 2. My God, Payday 2. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. It's one of the funnest. Okay, if you don't know what Payday 2 is, it's pretty much a bank robbing simulator. You put on spawn somewhere around a place you're about to rob. You don't just rob banks, but banks are usually the harder difficulties. But you can start by doing jewelry stores and stuff, and you start out somewhere by the place you're about to rob, and most of the time you can do it stealthily, but most of the time that doesn't work. And if you're playing with people that you don't know, it usually never works. And but yeah, you start around the area, and then you have to put on your mask to start the actual mission to do anything. And pretty fun. And you unlock different masks from completing certain missions and whatnot, and unlock more guns, add-ons to your guns, and just a bunch of different stuff. You can get money, and it's fun.
How much was that game?
I got it during the Steam sale. I think it was $9 or something.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. I played a little of Sonic Adventure 2 on Steam as well. I bought the HD version long ago, after I got back from PAX Prime 2012. And I've gotten addicted again to the chows. if you don't know what a chow is, it's these little blue motherfuckers, and you're supposed to take care of them. And in the Dreamcast version, it was kind of more simple. You still had your dark chows, your hero chows, but you had on the GameCube version. You had a black market where you could buy like extra eggs and other stuff, and I was like, I'm guessing that black market was not on the Dreamcast version, but I found out that you had to go online with the Dreamcast version to go to the black market, which, you can't do that anymore. So it's kind of, you either play the GameCube version or Steam or the HD versions. I mean, there's some way you can unlock it on the Dreamcast version, but I didn't want to deal with it, and I already had it on Steam, so I said screw it. And yeah, I know it's a kiddish thing to be into. But I don't know. It's like Tamagotchis.
Dude, Tamagotchis are awesome.
I know. And I played a little of Devil May Cry 4. Oh yeah, I love that game. The game's awesome. Trying to think what else did I play. I played some Shenmue. Got kind of tired of it, so I was like, let me just go back to Resident Evil 2. And so I finished that, so. Yeah, I think that's it.
So that's it, right, guys? I'm gonna wrap it up. 98.
What is it? Episode 98.
It's episode 98, so.
Yay.
98.
Thanks for listening, guys. Like always, we love you guys. Keep the questions coming. Everyone say bye to our lovely listeners.
Bye, guys.
Love you. Take it easy.
Now it's time for EVO. More of it.
Hype train.